Hi, I'm Marilyn San Clemente of Stamp with Marilyn, and welcome to my creative playground. Tonight I have a really cool card that I want to share with you that I just received. It's a Christmas card, and I will get my camera set up. This is a Christmas card that my friend Michelle sent me, and she is actually signed up on my team. She was my first downline and is my longest running downline. She's been a downline for 20 years now, so she's been a Stampin' Up! Demo. But I really like this card. So it folds flat, but it's actually a 3D card, and she did lots of layers. And on the back is a message with the painted Christmas scene, as you can see. And so it's a combination of 4 layers, and I thought it would be fun today to show you this card. And I will be using the new Valentine set, Country Lane Floral. So stay tuned. First, we're going to start with a full sheet of cardstock, and we are going to cut that in half at 4 1/4 by 11. So we will have 2 pieces that are 4 1/4 by 11. In that first piece, we're going to score at 4 1/4, 5 1/4, 9 1/2, and 10 1/2 inches. Now for the second piece, we're going to cut this piece to 5 1/2 by 4 1/4, and we're going to score at 5/8 of an inch on each side. So 5/8 is the line just past the 1/4 inch, or I'm sorry, the 1/2 inch line. And make sure you score on both sides, and that's 5/8. And then the third piece, we're going to cut to 5 1/8 by 4 1/4. And we're going to score both ends at 3/8 of an inch. So 3/8 is 1 mark over a 1/4 inch. And now we're going to use our bone folder, except I can't find mine. So we will fold along all of the score lines. And when I can't find my bone folder, I just like to use my nail to get a nice sharp crease. So we want to fold each of the ends in to make each of the layers. And then for this one, we're going to fold each of the layers, and this will give you the outline of the card and including the front and the back of the card. So the whole thing is going to fit together. So now the whole thing will fit together, and that gives you the front and the back of the card. And it will fit together like that, and then the other pages will fit on the inside of the card. So I hope that all makes sense. So now what we need to do is line up how we're going to cut our dies and which dies we're going to use on which piece. So one of the first things that you want to do is cut a couple of different pieces of designer paper, and you want to cut those to 4 1/8 inch square. And then you want to look at which dies you're going to use. I'm using the diorama dies, and I'm using the smallest, and then I'm going up to the third smallest die. And so what we're going to use, we're going to use the largest die on the front of the card, the medium die on the second piece of the card, and then the third die on the inside piece of the card. And of course, on the back side of the card, on the inside back side of the card, you want your piece of designer paper that you're going to use for that back piece. So I have cut 4 pieces of designer paper to 4 1/8 inch square, and I'm going to use the hearts to do the inside back of this card. So I'm going to attach that. And then you want to decide what you want for each piece of each layer. So I've got the front cover now, and then I have the inside layer and then the very bottom layer as well. So you've got the layer with the longer tabs on it, and that's going to line up there. So you want to look at, so that will be the first layer. I'm sorry, that will be the second layer. The first layer is the top. And then this is the third layer, and that's also going to line up the same way. And you're going to use the smallest die on that. So it will make sense in a minute after we do all the cutting, and then I can show you how we can do all that. I'll show you how to put it all together. So it will make sense. So now we're going to attach each layer to the piece that we want it to go on. And so I'm just using seal to do that, to attach each layer. And that's going to be my third layer, so I'm leaving that. I used the smallest die for that. So for my second layer, I'm going to use the cottage gingham paper, which is really pretty. It comes in 4 colors. Balmy blue, mint macaron, sweet sorbet, and petal pink. So, and we're going to use the middle size die for that. And then for the front layer, I'm using another piece of the cottage gingham. I'm using the sweet sorbet piece of the cottage gingham as well. So just use your seal or your glue, whatever your preferred adhesive is, and attach it to the front. Okay, there we go. So now it all fits together, and we need to get to do cuttings. So we're going to go back to the first piece, and we want to make sure that we're only cutting through that top layer. So you want to place your die and figure out exactly how you want that die to lay. You know, if you're going to center it, if it's a circle or a square, obviously you're going to center it, but with these, you can make it a kind of different shape. So what I'm going to do is I'm taping the die. I'm taping the die to the front of the card, and I am using my Stampin' Up! Emboss and cutting machine. And I would usually use my little machine, but this is 4 1/4 wide, so it will not fit through the little machine. The little machine will do anything that is less than 3 1/2 inches. So, but I love my little machine. So here we go. We're going to run it through the machine. So now it comes out of our machine and we've got our first hole cut for the top of the card. So again, that's the largest die that we're using for that. Oops, did I go that way? I went that way. Okay, so now I'm going to line up the second piece. So this is the second piece. And what I'm going to do is line up these two pieces. And I'm going to, I just want to make sure that I have this going the right way. So I'm going to put this like that. I'm going to put a piece of washi tape on here. Okay. And then I'm going to run that through my cutter. And then we will cut the last one. Rose, you can't be late again. Otherwise, I never know if there's sound or not. Okay, so I'm going to roll this back through. So as I was mentioning, I usually use my mini boss, but because this card is wider than 3.5 inches, I can't use my mini boss. So this should line up now. Oops, got a little piece. There we go. Okay, so this should look, yep, that lines up. All right, that's what we want. Okay, so now we're going to do the same thing. We've got this piece, and we've used that one. So now we're going to take the smallest one. Oops, I want to turn that one that way. And we're going to line that up. So if you have a pattern on this piece, make sure you've got it going the way you want it to go before you lay this down to cut it. And so that's going to look like this. Oops, let me pick that up. There we go. Oh no, that's what I was afraid of. Okay. So this will look like this. Ta-da! There we go. Okay, now we have it. So it will all line up. Okay, as I mentioned a few minutes ago, but no one heard me, I will do a direction sheet for this and put this out on my website tomorrow or sometime this week, hopefully tomorrow. And as I was talking earlier, if you have ordered from me in the past year, you'll be receiving a catalog from me. I did send catalogs out. When did I send them out? On Friday. But I was a couple of short, and so I put another order of catalogs in, and I'm getting those on Thursday. They did ship today, finally, after 7 days. Actually, 7 days they shipped. But anyway, these should all line up now. That looks good. And then this one looks good too. Yep, they're going to all line up. Okay, so this is my inside piece, so I don't want to cut that because I want that to show through as I have it here. And let me move that up a little bit so you can see. Okay, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the second piece down, and I'm going to line this up right here. I'm going to attach this to this piece here, and I'm going to line that up with that fold. There we go. Nope. Did I just turn that when I did that? Okay. So I'm going to line this up along here. So the edge of this lines up with this fold. Okay. And then okay, and then what we need to do is we need to attach this one to the inside, to this edge. So these two edges need to be together, but they need to be that 3/8 of an inch apart, so like this. So they'll be parallel to each. Okay, so we want to line up this with this edge here. Like that. Okay, and now we're going to line up this, which is the wider edge, with this fold again. So this will go like this. Like that. Okay. And now we have this one last piece that we're going to put right here. And you can see there is our diorama. And it's got the 4 layers to it. Okay, so let's take this piece. And hopefully everybody can see me okay. Okay, there we go. So we're using the 3 layers. Oops. And we've got these. We've got those left. So now I need to design something with these. So maybe we'll do something like this. Is that right? Yeah. And we could do this. Like that. We could do something with that. I'll do some type of matching card with that coordinates with it. Anyway, never want to waste things. So now I have a piece, oops. I have a piece that we're going to put on the back. So let's decorate that. And what I have over here is I have my tray. I had stamped, this is the large heart that is part of the set, and this is a 2-part stamp, so you can use one color for the flowers and then you can fit the leaves over it. And then you do have to fussy cut that out because this punch that goes with this works with this set. And actually I didn't stamp any of that yet, so we'll do that. And so that's this. And then there is this cute little sprig here also, which is 3 flowers. And what I did was I stamped those and then added the green. And then I just kind of cut around them. I loosely cut around them. And then there's a whole bunch of little hearts. And let's stamp the medium heart. The medium heart you can cut with the punch. So and then you can stamp the detail and line that up. This is the tricky part, lining it up. And you get one piece lined up and then the other one's not. Okay. There we go. Don't need those 2 pieces. So we've got that. And then let's see if we can do, oh, that's going to be 2. Okay. Piece. And okay, so this is going to be our back side. So let's do some, here's the little bouquet. So I have the petal pink and I have the green. Let's color a couple of these and just put these on. That I stamped earlier, but actually let's put a message on the back. And where are our messages? Okay, so we have, I love that we are just friends. For you, I love you, with love. Happy Valentine's Day, and just wanted to say, so let's do the Happy Valentine's Day. It's just my petal pink pen is too light. Okay. So let's put Happy Valentine's Day. There we go. And then let's put a couple of the small hearts around this. Let's do that. And I've got a couple of the little tiny ones here that we can add. Ah. There we go. Okay, so that would be the back. Okay, and then let's add some of these on. And what you might want to do is kind of push this down a little bit, and then you can add some of the tiny hearts on the inside layers as well. I should have put those on before I put it all together. So let's put this, let's put that there. And put this one up here. And then what you could also do is put a circle in here with a message, or you could just put a message that kind of shows through. I like that too. Oops. So there's a lot you can do with this. And here's the larger heart. I would actually put, I don't know, I might want to take this. I put this over here because I've got more room there, and then put this over here. So I'll put that there. And then how about if we put this one up here? And we could also use dimensionals too to make them pop up a little bit. So, but there's our card. Oops, it doesn't quite fold flat. That one layer is not quite right. But you get the idea. And I will put the instructions out, as I mentioned, on my website, and put a link on my page. So, that's my card for tonight. Here are my 2 cards from the night, and thank you so much for stopping by. If you're not on my mailing list, make sure to sign up at stampwithmarilyn.com, and you will get lots of great ideas each week in your email box. Take care and have a fantastic Christmas.